There are four main skills you're going to need to learn in any company in the world, not just Arkworld. That is retailing, recruiting, promoting, right, and duplicating. Retail, recruit, promote, and duplicate. They're the four main skills you need to learn. And we're going to be going into business trainings, as I said, over the summer. We're going to be doing executive workshops to help you guys around the world. In Europe, don't forget, we're taking Arkworld into Europe. London and the UK, don't underestimate this, is the springboard to Europe. I promise you. You're going to see France. We've already got interest in Spain, Italy. We're taking it right across the continent of Europe. Obviously, the last year, right? I delayed things a little bit, right? But Brexit won't affect it at all. We're going to use it as a springboard, UK to Europe, especially if you're in London. It's such an international city. Think outside the box. If you want to work with me personally, this call tonight it's very difficult sometimes to portray over or get over to you, about repetition, about working together on one training call. But it does take time, right? No matter what it is, and it's done in inches. It is not done in yards. It's going to take time. You're going to need to learn some new skills here. Retailing and recruiting, it's not difficult. I promise you, this is not difficult. All we do in Arkworld is just use the product. If you think about it, that's all we do. This is how I started the company. Talk to people, and none of us talk the same, right? We all talk differently. As long as you're genuine and you talk from the heart and you care, rather than just a script, you actually care about the person, and help them with their health issue, with their weight problem. On ShipShape, I lost 28 pounds myself and 4 inches from my waist. How cool is that, right? So, I love ShipShape. I have an emotional attachment to it. It has a protein that is unheard of. This is a new protein in the industry. We have a fat burner that's a new discovery, a new way of burning fat. These are revolutionary products. So talking to people, we're not going to do the same, but keep to the basics. Learn a few points on each product. You can get that from the flyers. You can go in your back office and you can see things like the Fab 4 flyer, right? All you got to do is look on it, right? And see a few little points here. Just remember a couple of them, or take these with you, have them with you. And you've got more than enough to talk to someone and get some testimonials. Again, on the Arkworld website, there are many testimonials, and also in your back office, check them out, and ShipShape. But we've got zillions more at the company. So, if you want to talk to one of us at the company, we can send you more testimonials. Learn them. So when we talk to people, keep it simple. Wear a button, even if you hate the thing. Do you know how powerful these things are? In the UK, they wouldn't have been over the last year. We've been locked down, but that's coming to a close soon, or coming to an open, if you want to look at it, right? We're going to be opening the country. There'll be people everywhere again. One day we will return to normal, right? Or some part of normal. So put your button on. You guys in America, I've got people getting 20, 30 button hits a day with these things. Even Jules, many of you know Jules at Arkworld, right? She made over $100 in about 20 minutes just having a coffee because she had, which one did she have? She had she loves this one, burn fat and shape up with ShipShape. And someone wanted to lose weight. They said, what's that? And she said, are you seriously interested, right, in losing weight? They said, yes, right? Gotta be serious, right? She said, okay, have you tried anything before? I was questioned they told her a little bit, didn't work. She said, okay, why didn't it work for you? That was the third thing. And because obviously it didn't work because they're interested in this, and they tried it before and they were interested in taking ShipShape. She just spent about 1 to 2 minutes telling her testimonial. I think she even told my testimonial and a little bit about new protein, new way of burning fat. And she made $100. That's off of a button, right? Imagine if you had that on every day. We have some people getting, as I said, 20, 30, 40 button hits every single day. You can make $2,000 or $4,000 a month just off a badge alone. So don't underestimate these tools. But when you talk to people, keep it simple. Very, very important to do that. And then all we got to do is teach people to do the same. And you have a support system here. In Arkworld, we have a lot of support, a lot of help. We always have had. That was, one of the things that were very important to me. WhatsApp, Zoom, all the tools today. You know, the phone knows no distance, neither do these. So, you know, use the company, speak to me. Many of you have my WhatsApp cell or my company cell. So, you know, if you want to do any meetings or you want anything with talking to someone, three-way calls, they're fantastic. Involve me in it. I'll help you do it. Because what I want to do, and this is, I hope you get this tonight from this training. If you get nothing else, remember this. You know, Arkworld only succeeds as a company, and we've had thousands of distributors out there, by the way, thousands of distributors in different parts of the world. You know, even in Africa, we had 70 people in Cameroon queuing for one laptop, you know, just to become a distributor because they couldn't afford computers. I mean, it's heartbreaking. You know, we've had so many incredible stories and so much help and support, you know, and this is not going to work by ourselves, right? None of you can do this on your own, right? You can't. You're going to need the help and support of others. Just same with Arkworld. I can't do this without you. You know, we all need each other. And there's a lot of people not on here tonight. This was primarily an American call. And don't forget, we just started America. We had the company open there, but we've only just begun. This is a ground floor as it gets, ground floor business opportunity. Don't underestimate that. You know, and as I said, we work together on this. I want you to succeed. I want us all to succeed. And whatever it is, you know, I want to affect people's health. My dad struggles, and you guys might have been through the same thing. You know, I saw my dad suffer with chemotherapy for 9 months that he was unrecognizable. A lot of that could have been avoided. You know, that's why I really started Arkworld. You know, I wanted to help. So, you know, to reach all the people out there, we need each other, right? Look at the people in London that are suffering with heart disease, high blood pressure, you know, diabetes, you know, same globally, America, Florida, New York, some of you guys from. There's a lot of health issues out there, you know, weight problems, obesity, heart disease kills more, it kills 2,000 people a day in America alone. You know that? 2,000 a day. That's 600,000 a year. That's more than a World Trade Center disaster every single day that's happening in the United States of America. And a lot of that's connected with obesity, right? Look at blood pressure medication. So many people are on blood pressure medication, statins, and they're not on them for a year or two. They're on them for 30, 40 years, right? Cancer, right? Every day in the UK, 1,000 people are diagnosed with cancer. It's arguably the biggest fear factor disease there is, right? So, you know, there's a lot at stake here. A lot of people, a lot of this, of course, affected with weight, or related, I should say, with losing weight. And that's why we brought out ShipShape. It's the best out there. It's the healthiest, best weight control and fat burning product line in the world today, bar none, bar none. But we need each other. Do your best, right? I really mean it. Put a system together. I'll help you. I'll work with you. You know, put a plan together. Use the product, talk to people, teach others to do the same, and keep doing it every single day. A couple more points. Be available, right? Help each other. Be available, communicate. Be a good communicator. When you get a text message, don't answer 3 weeks later, right? So we've all done it, right? I was bad. I'm not pointing fingers at you guys, right? Get back to people straight away, right? If someone emails you, get back to them, help them, nurture people. And here's so important, this is working with new distributors. And I promised you this earlier before we finish and I close this tonight. I want to give you some points with working with new distributors because communication is so important. You know, you got to be consistent at this too, as well. Don't just do one of these things, you know, 1 week and stop. I spoke to someone recently. I love them, absolutely love them so much. You know, I'm a great fan of theirs and what they do, and they help a lot of people. But they said to me, you know, they were going to stop recruiting for a while. Oh boy, that's such a mistake. No one has ever been successful in anything, whether it's business or sport or you name it, without consistency. You can't do Arkworld for 3 months and then take 3 months off, or any business. It doesn't work like that. Why would you want to anyway, right? It's about consistency, doing over and over. Imagine watering your garden for 3 months and then start watering it, right? You'd end up with a dead rose garden or something, dead flowers. You can't do that. This requires consistency. I don't care if you do an hour a week, but do an hour every week. You don't have to do what I did, 50 presentations a week. That's 10 a day, right? You could do 10, 20. Pick what's good for you. But understand this, the more you do, the more you'll get. But be consistent, right? You want to be reliable for others so they can lean on you, and be consistent for them too. So they always know you're there, you're consistently available. It's so important. I made a few notes on it. You know, this is not like a job, right? Where you do a job, you get paid today, you know, on what you do today. This is about creating momentum. Business is always about momentum, and you've got to establish it. You can't recruit for 3 months and then not recruit for the next 3 months. You have to recruit every month. You can't talk to people this week and take next week off. You can't do 10 flyers today, 4 tomorrow, 1,000 on Wednesday, none on Thursday. It doesn't work like that. Be a person of habit. Remember I said about systems? This is a lot of information, but a system changes your behavior. It always does. If you make a little plan for yourself, like I did, and get into a good, you know, creates a good behavior, which leads to great habits. And a great habit, because it's hard to break, right? Eventually, you can't get out of it. Success is a habit. Unfortunately, so is failure. So do this by design. Be consistent with it. And I said to you before we finish that I'll give you some points on working with people. So if you got a pen, okay, here's 10 points on what to do with new distributors, okay? Number 1, and I'll go through these quickly. Help them to place their first order. When you sign up a new distributor, you know, help them. Work with them on the phone, you know, help them to place that order. Also, when they get the products, you want to follow them up, right? You want to not only tell them how to take the products, you know, how to take the pink drink and micro and so on, but you want to, being forewarned is forearmed, as they say. Tell them about detoxing. What if you've got somebody that has, say, for example, high blood pressure or heart disease? Now, we're not allowed to make claims, but what you want to do is make sure they understand that any medication they've been on for 30, 40 years is going to probably impair their ability to absorb food. They're probably going to be acidic. They're probably going to be loaded with toxins and so on. So it's always good to warn them of that ahead of time when they start on something, because this is so scientific and so advanced that it may help them to detox. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will. So when you get a distributor, remember, a distributor is a discount customer until they sell something, right? They're just the same as a customer until they start selling and recruiting. So call up your distributor, help them to place their order. Don't forget, when they order their products, get them to order a pack of badges, right? Only a couple of dollars, guys. And this is how I work. You don't have to do the same. I don't negotiate this. Now, go with me on this. If you went to a company and you sat in the CEO's office, right, and he'd look at you, right? You walk in and you sit down. And remember this, you're recruiting distributors. And he'd get you to fill out a form, right? You know, application form, your CV and everything. And he would assess to see if you're qualified for the position. Does that make sense to you? Cool. Now, we don't do that as distributors, because a lot of the time, a lot of people are so desperate, right? You know what I mean, in the industry in general, to sign up someone, we kind of like, oh, great, I got a new distributor, right? But actually, you're going to be working with this person, right? You need to assess they're even qualified to be part of it. And why is it they don't, you know, you go to a job where you earn sometimes not always the money you want for 40 years, and there's a set of rules, but as a distributor, we have no discipline. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not trying to make it boring, but the point is, this shouldn't be open for negotiation. These top 10 points of what to do with someone when they join actually should be part of what their job is. You know, what you should do is actually phone them up, help them to place their order. They should place that order. You can't sell what you're not using, right? You can't. That's not even ethical, is it, right? You can't talk to someone and say, you got to be on this ship shape. Boy, it's good. Woo, this product's so awesome. You know, you're not even taking the product. I know how great this is because I lost 28 pounds. It affected me. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? You know, so this shouldn't be open for negotiation. They should be putting their first order in. Tell them you need to get a button. You need to get a pack of badges because we're going to go to work and we're going to talk to people. Take them to the back office. Tell them about flyers. We need to get you something to order some of the Arkworld flyers. This is number one, getting them to place that first order and following them up on the product. It's so important. Number two, get them to write a list of everybody they know, all right? I always did this. Every time I signed up someone, I'd get them to write a health list or weight loss list, right? And a business earning money list. So I'd have people that, you know, say for example, anybody right knows co-workers, family, friends, Christmas card list. One of the staff said to me today, Christmas card list, you know, oh, church, right? Look at brothers and sisters at church. People are connected, go to a club, I don't know, you know, our doctor, our dentist, the greengrocer, someone we say hi over the garden wall to, you know, people, it's very easy to build a center of influence list if you think about everyone you know and everyone around you. There's actually more people than you think. And my point is this, if we believe in the product, then why in the world aren't we talking to them? Just because what, we're shy, right? I know it's not always easy. Sometimes family can be the worst, right? Can they? Sometimes really difficult. But we got to start somewhere. Why wouldn't we want to talk to someone we love, you know, and tell them about the pink drink? Maybe they need it. Maybe they need more finances. So get them to write a list of everyone they know. And I mean that not just in Florida or New York or London, globally. You know, who do they know in Europe, in London, right? If you're in America, you could build an international business. Do you see what I'm saying? So who do you know list? Most people know 100 people. Very important. Number three, get them to go through the website. The product, spend a little time telling your new distributor, look, go through the website, the products, the science, the marketing plan, have a read, learn, you know, read up on it. Get them on social media as well, right? It's all part of number three, expose them to the company, you know, get them on Facebook, following Arkworld, get them on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, right? We're on all of them. Get them to subscribe to YouTube, the YouTube video, okay, and videos, because they can get to see this training and the other trainings and any tips. We're going to do a lot of other videos. So get them to subscribe to the Arkworld channel. Very important. 4, over the phone, get sign in with them, right? Someone said that to me today. It's a really good idea to do this with them to the Arkworld back office. Does that make sense to you? You know, show them the new tools. Don't just tell them about them. You know, I always say to people, try and hold people accountable. Right? And we're not trying to be strict, but, you know, get someone looking at the flyers, you know, the Fab 4 flyer, right? The testimonials in there. Then call them up. Say, what did you think? You know, don't expect this to happen by accident. It's done by design. The most important one in the back office is the getting started and training and support. What you may not realize is that's a marketing manual. We used to sell these manuals. Now they're in your back office. You can just read them, right? They're in there for you. I wouldn't dream of doing this business without looking at the marketing manual. When I was 18 years of age and I first got involved in the industry, I remember the first marketing manual I read. This was all new to me, and I stayed up to about 5 in the morning. I mean, you know, I was a millionaire by breakfast. You know, I've been kind of reading this thing. It was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. Get them reading the marketing manual. That's number 4. Number 5, that list we were talking about, and this is where you may need your sponsor's help or the company's help, but what we then need to do is start calling them up. I would never let them do it themselves. How in the world are they going to call anyone and tell them anything? They don't have any experience yet. You know, if you need help with that, I'll help you. One of the girls at the company will help you. Real easy. But get them to write a list. And then number 5, go through that list. You know, who's overweight, who's unhealthy, who needs more finances, because we need to be talking to them, right? I know we're going to talk to everyone else, but you've got to start somewhere. And why should we ignore our brother or our sister or our mom or our dad, you know, with a product like this, you know, and then go to talk to everyone else? Why would we ignore them in the first place? It doesn't make sense. Number 6. Get them to their first meeting. As I said to you, I'll help you with recruiting meetings, but you want to get them to an opportunity meeting, an Arkworld distributor meeting, as quick as possible, and get them to bring guests or get guests on it. Or some of that list I was talking about, we can invite them. Like say you had someone you signed up this week, And I did with you, said, Mark, would you do a recruiting meeting next Thursday or next Tuesday? I said, yes. You want to get those people invited into that meeting. That makes sense to you? Okay. Get them into it. Number 7, a product training. After Easter, just after Easter, we're going to be doing like this, a product training, an Arkworld product training. You're going to see how I do it and how I did it from the very beginning. And I'm also going to give you my notes on it. So you'll be able to do your own product trainings. That's coming. You'll be able to hook people into that. Very important to make sure distributors are hooked into a product training as soon as possible. And number 8, the same applies here, a business training. Now, one other point to this, with YouTube, the product training and business training are going to be recorded. So you'll be able to, any day, 7 days a week, when you sign up a new distributor, hook that new distributor into a YouTube video, watch it with them, right? They can come around your house, right? Maybe in your office or over the phone, but don't just say watch it and then leave it at that. You know what's going to happen, right? Most people won't watch it, or they'll watch 5 minutes, the dog barks, dinner is prepared, and they don't watch the rest of it. Ask them, when are you going to watch it? This is how I work. You don't have to do this, but I would book a time with them when they're going to watch the product training on the products. So if they're going to watch it at 8, I'd say, okay, knowing it's an hour and a half, I'll call you at 9:30 and I want you, tell me what you think, because I want to ask you some questions. It's going to be great. We'll talk through it. That makes sense? Hold people accountable. If you just leave people alone, they might not watch the whole thing. And then you've got a distributor on your hands that's not really trained. Better still, get them all into the product training we're going to do next month. We'll talk about it in a minute. Number 9, promote executive. Day 1. When somebody joins straight away, I do this from the very beginning. They register in the company. I said the place to work at is executive. Get in, you want to get into executive. It's the place where you earn all the money, as far as 40% instead of 20. Royalties, bonuses, you've got to get to executive. It saves you a lot of money and you never have to do it again. It's for life. Promote executive, number 9. And number 10, everything I just mentioned, you need to do that with your downline. And as you get new people join, teach them to do the same. In other words, get them into the big picture, okay, of what we're doing here. I've got a few points I want to mention on big picture on this, because it's important. It's one thing you telling them something. I remember when I, started in the beginning, you'd think, I started the company so people might listen. You couldn't be more wrong, right? Familiarity, you know what I mean? I would recruit someone and they wouldn't always listen to me, but they'd listen to somebody else. So get them hooked into the big picture, into the system, which is what we really want to talk about. Before we finish tonight, I'll mention this, I'm putting together a system for everybody, and we can all work together on this monthly. We're going to be doing this after Easter with the product training I was talking about. But we're also over this summer going to start executive workshops. Every single month there's going to be an executive workshop, a 2-hour, purely for executives, teaching you how to get to net team and beyond. So these are very, very important, very serious. We're going to end up doing them in the UK, US, Europe. As we expand per country, we may do global ones as well. But the executive workshops are so important, because every single month you're going to have, here's what you do. You do the meetings, right? I'm going to help you do recruiting meetings. I'm going to teach you how to train on the products and how to train on the business. That makes sense? So every day you're talking, you'll be able to get them into a meeting. Then every time they join, you'll be able to get them into a product training. Then you'll be able to get them into a business training. Then what we do is we get them to executive throughout the month, and we hook them into an executive workshop, right? And then from the executive workshop, we train them how to get other executives into those workshops by, guess what? Going back to talking to people, recruiting meetings, product and business trainings, and so on. And it repeats and repeats. So we teach them to build a team of executives. Guess what? 13 executives in your team, and you're at net team with earning several $1,000s a month. So then what we do is we start doing leadership team meetings. And in those leadership team meetings, we then teach you how to get 2 or 3 net team members to get you up to director Why? Because then we want to teach the directors to get up to the Millionaire Club and then to A-Team. And that's how it's done. It's done right from the beginning, out there talking on the street, running those ads, doing those flyers, even when you don't want them, by the way, and you're sick of doing it sometimes and you want to do other things. You do it not to earn money today, you do it to make things happen, right? That's why Arkworld succeeded. Someone said to me, Mark, how do you know this is going to work? And I said, because I knew how to be a distributor, right? I've been a distributor before. So if I worked like crazy every single day and I talk to people all day long, I know how to get them signed up. Then I know how to get them trained. Then I know if I have an executive workshop, I can get some of those people that are trained as executives. That's going to help the sales, right? The company grow. And then I'll teach them to do the same. And I had a system in place. And that's what we're putting together. Every one of you, and those that are not on this call, and by the way, never worry about, if you're recruiting, never worry about people that don't turn up. I know that sounds hard. I don't mean it to sound hard. You can't afford to, right? It's like anything in life. You got to concentrate on the ones that are on your side, not those that are not on your side. I had many people that didn't wish me well when I started Arkworld, right? I had many people that probably didn't want to see this succeed. But it didn't matter to me because I thought, I love this. I know it works, so I'm going to do it. You'll never have everybody support you. We all know that. You're always going to get some adversity and some people against you on your journey. A few other things I want to talk about, and then we're going to close this. One, attitude. With this whole system we're putting together, keep your attitude up. I know that's hard sometimes. Life can get you. I get that. Me too, right? I mean, I've been through a lot to get here. I'm trying to, sometimes on video and when you're talking to people without getting to know someone, it's not always easy to pick up on, what they've been through and so on to make something happen. There is a price to pay for this, 100%, no matter what it is. But that's the same in any sport, in any job. Working for 40 years, like my dad did as a mechanic, to get a gold clock at the end of it, that's hard work. I mean, I respected him. Nothing else, I respected him because, he did that for us, right? Just so we could eat. But he hated it, right? That's a price to pay. There's less of a price here in terms of, it doesn't take you 40 years, but you still got to pay, a bit of a price when you're doing this. You will have to, sacrifice some things to make this happen. Part-time, not so much, right? You can go out and pretty much make $1,000 a month without paying much of a price. But if you want to do better, and I hope you do, and all of you can, this is very simple, this business. We just use, talk, teach, repeat. Use, talk, teach, repeat. Over and over again. But you've got to keep your attitude up. Best way to do that, right, is testimonials, being around other people that are excited. Very, very important that you do that. But you're going to have to pass a test. Remember this, though. A great person told me this. You can't have the testimony, the story, without the test. Test is in the word testimony. Make sense to you? You got to pass the attitude test on this. You got to be willing to change a few things. It's very, very important. It's done in inches. It's not done in yards. Don't expect to recruit a few people and this to work. Recruit 2 or 3 people and this to work. I'm not knocking that. It's great because you're helping everybody that joins. But understand, this is about repetition. Every single one of you, me, all of us, everyone, we choose how many we want to get involved and what we do. It's all about value. It's never about the cost of something, right? It isn't. It's what we value, what price we put on it in our own mind. We always pay for what we value. People always do it. People spend money all the time on things that that aren't necessarily worth that much, but that's valuable to them. Look at diets, right? We eat pretty terribly in the Western world. It's no wonder, right? No wonder health, problems and cancer and so on the increase, right? No wonder. But so you got to. There's sometimes you have to make a sacrifice with diet, as you do with with losing weight, as you do with a business. You've got to change. Someone said to me, I love this. You can't look like how you want and eat what you want. You have to choose. You can eat some of what you want, but you can't just eat what you want all day long and all night long and expect to look how you want to look. There's going to have to be a little bit of a price to pay, right? Same with health, same with a business. Be consistent, as I said earlier. As I said, don't expect to recruit 2 or 3 people in this to work. You've got to be consistent. Whatever you do 10 flyers a day, do them every day. 100 flyers, do them every day. If you're wearing a button, wear it all the time, or be consistent every day with that badge. You've got to be willing to change. But here's the sad news of what happens in this industry. People get started, right? Have you ever heard of someone joining a company and they're negative from day one? Never happens, right? Everybody's positive day one. They're excited. They join the company, go along for a little while. You know what usually happens? We all know this. We've all done it, right? Circumstances come along, right? Whether it's the coronavirus or the economy or, I don't know, whatever it is. Someone voted in. You guys in America know what I mean, right? Presidential elections, I don't know, whatever it is, something comes along, your family, a tragedy comes, circumstances, heartache, a loss in the family comes along and it affects us, it knocks us sideways. Now, I'm not saying it's not important, and I'm no one to tell you this, right? We all have feelings, we all have emotions. They're important, right? They are, but it's the problem is when we're led by them too much and when we let them affect our destination. I see it all the time. I've done this myself in my life. If you get, sort of into something that's affecting you too much, it will hinder your progress in what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't feel, of course we should, but it's being led by them. Any preacher that knows his stuff will tell you, don't be led by feelings, be led by faith. And it's that walking in faith that you're going to need to do. Anybody can look good when things are going well. Anybody can do that. Anybody can, when everything's going beautiful, swimmingly beautiful in their life, you can do anything, right? When you're looking good, you're fine. But what do you do when adversity comes along, right? We all know about the wilderness, right? Reaching Jordan, that story happened to them, complaining, it affects the attitude and you never make the destination. Like I said, I'm not going to really tell you this at all. I'm just telling you from my own previous experience in life with building Arkworld. I've been blessed to have got to know and hang around some of the most incredible people on the planet to do with development. More importantly, the word, as you know, as I said, I'm a Christian and the word of God is everything to me. And you've only got to look at, Jesus when he was walking around, he was very unpopular. Right? We always think of Jesus being popular. He was actually very unpopular. Not everybody liked him at all. There were even people that are trying to trick him. It must have been incredibly difficult. And then thousands following you everywhere you went, wanting to find out where he is, to test whether he was genuine and who he was and where he came from and so on and so forth. Right? Not easy, that. It's a lot of adversity to go through. Right? Look at the wilderness. Look at what they went through. Look at what anyone goes through to pay a price to become something. And all I'm asking you to do is what I've been through myself. Changes are done in inches. They're never done in yards. It's a step at a time. But try not to be led by feelings too much and circumstances. It's never about a recession. Ever. People buy what they value, not what they can afford. I've seen people spend money they don't even have, right? Because they want something so much. You guys know what I mean. We all relate to that, right? It's like, like the lottery, right? People a lot of you can't even afford lottery tickets, but they're doing it. The hope to win is what they're doing. It's value. Face up to the truth. Truth has set you free. For things to change, we need to change. Don't be led by feelings, and also don't worry what people think of you. Don't worry how they feel about you. Doing these videos and obviously sitting on Zoom talking to you guys, I love it. I really do. You can probably tell. I enjoy this. And I want to help you. This isn't for me. It really isn't. I don't mean that arrogantly, but I'm not sitting here to train me on this. I'm not. I want to help you. And I want you to have what you want from Arkworld. I want you to be happy in Arkworld. I want it to mean something to you too. Not in terms of, glorying in the thing, but in terms of your own life. And if you're a Christian in your Christian life, that you get to help others and change their lives and value it. It's a responsibility what you have in your hands, what all of us have in our hands. And I do this and give up my time like this because I want you to be successful and learn from a lot of, to be honest, a lot of mistakes that I've made. As I said, I paid a price. The road to success comes with a lot of failures along the way. I tell you, I've made a lot of them. And I want you to learn from that. You know, for things to get better, you got to get better. We all have. For things to change, you got to change. If you want things to be different next year, I'm telling you, the government ain't going to do it for you. I don't care who's voted in. I'm telling you, your family aren't going to do it for you. I promise you this, if you want things to get better, you're going to have to get better at the little things. It's not the big things. Anyone can do it. It's done in inches, as I said, step at a time, baby steps, and I'll do it with you. As we grow as a company, Arkworld's been incredibly successful, no question about it. We've helped, I don't know, many tens of thousands or 100,000 or whatever people since we launched all over the world, and up to 19 countries get the most incredible results. Glory to God. I would not have been able to do it with him. And I hope you understand that every little part we play, no matter how great or small, is important. It's not just some presidential line, it's the truth. I cannot do this on my own. We need to help and support each other, and we need to be willing to change and improve on our habits and not worry if someone likes us or not. We want to be loved. We want to love others. Of course we do. But all I'm trying to say is don't change you. Be you, right? Don't change you, sacrifice you to just get somebody to like you or to agree with you or whatever. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short with that. You know, we're all unique. We're all uniquely created and different. And I hope and pray you know that. You know, a lot of people try and impress people. You know, I don't have to do that, and neither do you, right? Tell them the way it is. Tell them about the products. Tell them about the business, and leave the rest to them. They'll either join or they won't. Guys, if you want any questions, we'll take them after this is finished. And this is just a little insight tonight. And I hope it's been of value to you. In closing, here's a few points, and then we're going to wrap this up. I truly believe this is the greatest opportunity in the world today. And I made a few points I just wanted to mention before you finish. Basement level, right? This isn't even ground level, right? There are companies out there, I'm telling you, that started 40 and 50 years ago, and you guys know who I mean, right? There are companies out there that have worse products than we do, worse marketing plans than we do, and a lot of the time favor the corporations. We don't. And I promise you this, right? We're going to keep going. We're going to wear 2 buttons instead of 1 if we have to, right? We're going to do twice as many flyers. And if you keep going and keep being consistent and do it with me, we'll not only take this from UK to Europe and US, as it already is going down into the Caribbean. And we've had a lot of success down the Caribbean already, but we'll take this completely around the entire world. You'll see this absolutely everywhere. We'll take it out to Asia. We've had a lot of interest in the Pacific Rim, in Australia and so on. So understand what you've got in your hands with Arkworld. I promise you, I've never seen anything like this in my entire life, and I've been in this industry a while, right? Some people, you know, often tell you they don't want startups, right? I don't want to be involved in something new, right? And then later on, they'll tell you, well, I don't want to be an established either, right? Make your mind up, right? They're all excuses are equal. We all know that. Right? Don't worry whether people join or they don't. Some people tell you they want to be in a new company or they want to be in one that's already successful, right? Pioneers come from these times. You know, you've got to have the attitude without arrogance, by the way, with humility and a good heart, that they're the ones that are losing from this, not you and not I. You need to have that attitude because you don't want it to bring you down. Don't beat yourself up. This won't probably come across genuine. It's very hard to say on a video, but I do love and care for you guys. I do. You know, any of you know me closer, especially if you're a Christian like me, you'll know what I mean. I mean, you know, we built a family in Arkworld where, you know, everyone, even the staff, which I don't even like the word, we're all family members to Arkworld, whether it's in the UK, America, you know, we work together. And other countries too. You know, I don't know if you know this, but Arkworld has actually an office and warehouse and facility in, you know, with Kari Jonsson out in Iceland that helps us supply products to people in Iceland. We only do it with the pink drink at the moment, but we've done this in other countries. You know, we did it down in Cameroon too and other countries. So we need each other as a support system. Don't worry what people think, what they think, say, and do. Remember this, you're not responsible for what others think, say, and do. You're responsible for what you think, say, and do. You can only really affect others by how you and I act, how we behave. Does that make sense to you? Remember, you get paid to talk to people, not to sell, not to recruit. That sounds a bit weird, right? But if you think about it, the selling and recruiting comes from the talking, right? So never get attached to the result with what we're doing. Don't worry about the result. Someone says no, great. If someone says yes, great. But move on to the next person. Don't try to become a convincer and then get disappointed if someone you really thought would join doesn't. It happened to me. I only had 8 people when I started Arkworld join from my center of influence. 6 of them quit, by the way, within 3 months. So they didn't have much faith in me, right? Or the company, for that matter, or the product. So don't worry if people you love or people you know, don't see what you see. That's quite common. Doesn't get any better than this. We've got the best products, the best opportunity, the best marketing plan in the industry with the best timing. And this is such an industry. Think about it. Has health ever been more important than now? Really? Right? This is why we're out here late, very late, if you're in England right now, talking about it. Ever? We shouldn't take it for granted in many ways. This should be one lesson to us, what's gone on in the last year, a big lesson. If you look after your weight, look after your health, there's no need for half the suffering that's gone on in the last year. But it is about us. It's our responsibility to help others to understand that health is so important. I said to you last time, I truly believe Arkworld, I don't know what it is. I felt like it when I started the company. There's something unbelievable coming. Grace, faith, insight, vision. There's something unbelievable coming. This is the birth of a giant. You're going to see this explode. I mean, really explode. And you got to realize, as I do, that you're in a position that most people would love. When I look back at the Amways and Herbalifes and Mary Kay's and New Skins and Nature's Sunshine, 50, 60 years old, some of these companies. If you'd been involved as a pioneer in those early days, it's like investing in Google before Google became Google. It's the greatest time to be involved. And if you're going to change people's lives with these products, it's also the greatest time pioneering that. That's exactly where you and I are today. So don't underestimate it. As I said to you before, we're going to take this country by country and language by language, one country at a time, until everyone knows the cause of what we're doing, what we stand for. And we'll give God the glory with it, because it's, and I, if you're not a Christian, forgive me, but this is me. I love the Lord. If it wasn't for his grace, I would never have got this off the ground. It would never have even survived. And it certainly wouldn't thrive as it's about to. There's something magic, amazing coming in Arkworld that will explode. So do your best. Make the most of now, this time. Don't miss the boat and regret it later. Okay, this is a goldmine position we're in. Keep it simple, as I said to you. Use, talk, teach. Monday, use, talk, teach. Tuesday, use, talk, teach. Wednesday, keep this simple and don't beat yourself up. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Keep the faith. All right? Keep putting God first in everything you do. Everything you do. Use these calls as an opportunity to recruit new people. Imagine if you got new distributors on here. Would it be worth it? Of course it would. It saves the work, a lot of work for you. We got a product training coming up. It's a golden opportunity to recruit. Get as many new distributors in the company as you possibly can. Get a system together. Day in, day out. Do your absolute best is the key. Don't beat yourself up, if you don't get the results you want quick enough. Don't do that. I see a lot of people doing that. We're all different. We all have different skills and talents. Just do your absolute best. That's what the enemy wants. Wants you to, thoughts like you can't do it, you don't have enough experience. You see, I told you it wouldn't work. Get rid of that negative stuff. It's not productive, it's negative, and it's a lie. And the enemy is a liar. Do not get into these things, because if you get into that negative thinking, I'm telling you, it's trip canceled. I see so many people get out of the business. They start excited. 3 months later, they've left. And guess what they do? They go to another company. The grass ain't greener. It really isn't on the other side. Find something you believe in doing that is good for a good cause and give it everything you got and give it 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. Be committed. Certainly, Deborah, I believe, runs our own business. She'll know exactly what I mean in terms of you have to keep doing it. You know, you have to pay the price, but do your best and don't beat yourself up. Remember this, you wanted to recruit 20 people next month and you only got 5. If you actually think about it, you failed in achieving your goal, but you still got 5. So never be too hard on yourself. The key to wealth is actually stretching and failing. Most people, the road to success is failing, always is, but it's keep going. It's keep moving forward, even when you're sick of it, over and over and over again until somebody gets involved. And then you keep recruiting and recruiting until someone gets to executive. And you keep getting enough executives until one becomes a net team member. And you get enough net team members till someone's a director, a millionaire club, an A team member, and so on. And that's how success is created. It's done in inches, not in yards. You can do this, I promise you. If my story's proof of anything, from a kid that came from a dad as a mechanic to a mom as a housewife or homemaker, as you say in America, it's proof of this. Anything is possible. With a little faith, you can move mountains, because I didn't have a clue. Don't ever look at me and think I knew what I was doing. I didn't have a clue when I started Arkworld how to get this off the ground. It took 3 years, a lot of hard work, and a heap of faith, to tell you the truth. But I just took a day at a time. And just like building a puzzle, you know, putting the pieces in place, eventually you started to see the picture appear. It started to work. One problem at a time, one challenge at a time. All of you can do it, and we'll do it together. I wish you a wonderful, blessed Easter. Don't forget, guys, in April, we're going to be doing a product training. So between now and then, it's so important. Recruit. Get your list out. Work on your own center of influence list. Talk to your family, friends. You know, who can help me? I need to get some distributors involved for this product training. Have a goal. Set yourself a goal. It'll be after Easter, and you'll get notification emails and WhatsApps and so on in the company about it. Where it's going to be a totally different call. This is going to be purely about the products, a training on the products, 7-part training, and then you'll have my notes, and I'll give you, actually, you can email you the notes too. So we'll take you through it, and you'll be able to do that for your new people. I wish you a blessed Easter, as I said. If you're doing what I'm doing, I hope you are praising our Lord. That's what it's all about. And has there ever been a better time than spring for a new beginning and to turn it all around? Now's a great time to start any new business, especially coming out of the lockdowns. Brighter days are coming, warmer weather's coming. Grab this with both hands, throw your hat in the arena and give it everything you've got. I promise you, and work with me, and we'll go there together. Have a wonderful, blessed Easter, and I'll see you in April on the next call. Thank you, guys, and may God bless each and every one of you.